Hello everyone, it's me, Gail, Gail's Golden Needle. It's July 8th, 2022, and I just want to say welcome back if you've been watching me for a little while, and welcome to those that are new. I had some more new subscribers, so it's been really great. I don't know what to say, it's just been great to see that there's some more new subscribers. So welcome to all of you. Thank you all of my stitchy friends that are out there watching, and my sewing friends and my quilty friends and my family. Thank you for supporting me. It really means a lot. I've been gone for a while and I don't have any really good excuse other than tired, work, tired, bone pain, tired. But I have a lot to show you. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. It is like a big mess all over here. So I think I'll just start with some of my finishes. This is a cross stitch quilting, wool applique, English paper piecing kind of videos. Okay, so let's start with some of all of this because I know that's what you want to see. I'm going to start with this, and this is a finish from my mom, and I don't have the pattern. Again, all of her things, I don't have any patterns. I haven't quite fully finished it yet. And I just thought it was really kind of appropriate for now. We're in summer officially. It's been hot. We've had some rain. We actually had a tornado in Chicago. Well, tornado warning, bad winds. So this is Belle. That's what I'm going to call it, Belle. And this has a lot of meaning to me. Let me tell you a quick little story. Growing up, there were 4 of us, and my parents had a big bell like this. It was a cast iron bell. And wherever we lived, they put the bell out. When they rang the bell, you better come home. If you couldn't hear the bell, you were too far from home. So I remember one area that we lived in Maryland, and we were on a cul-de-sac, and there were all these other families. Now, one family, the Knodels, had 6 children, and the Adams had 2, the Coach, they had about 3. Anyway, the Knodels, they liked the bell thing. He put a ship's bell out to call his kids in. The Adams, they both could whistle really loud. And the Coach, he had a coach's whistle. One night, during a good happy hour, after a happy hour that the parents had, they started calling all the kids in. They were ringing bells and whistles and all kinds of things. You thought that it was a tornado coming. And we all just stood out there in the cul-de-sac after playing and was like, what's going on? But always when the bell rang, all the neighborhood kids knew, Berries, gotta go home. So I really like the bell. So that's my little mom's corner. Next, I have a whole bunch of other finishes. Let me start with this one. I tried to go back on some of these to see where I had gotten them, but some of them, I must have thrown them away after I did them. But this one was from, it just says ST Morning. Oh, Lupine Lane Designs. I'll put it like this. Lupine, I looked it up. Lupine Lane Designs. And I got it off of Etsy. And I fully finished it. And it's mornings are for coffee and contemplation. And so I just put it on I did the magnet thing. Found this little, so, yep. This is for one of my daughters. So that's that one. Kind of pretty, kind of cool. That was one of my very first things I did. The next one I want to show is this was a start and a finish that I did. I'll put all of these if I need the floss. This is from Helen D, and it was off of her link tree on Instagram, and I think she's East Coast Crafter or East Coast Crafter on her link tree. And so this is the design, her needles, okay? And so this is what I did. Now I changed up some of the colors and everything. On the tomato, I used, I believe it was 22. And then on the purple on the scissors, I used 3740. I also used DMC Etoile 415 for the scissors and the needle. And then I used, here it is, for the lettering, I used 09. And then I just finished it into a little pillow with some chenille. Here's the back fabric. So that's my little pillow. One of them to go in my little sewing dough ball themed. Okay, just gonna stick all that in there. And then, what's another finish I had here? Oh, so this one, I tried to look through my things. I couldn't find it. I know that it was another freebie during Get Well and Stitch. I don't remember who it was, but it's Blackbird singing. So I finally finished it, fully finished it into a pillow. So, and then this is the back fabric. I finished that into a pillow. And I know that this was stitched on 16 count Gothic by Picture This Plus. The other Flosstube one, it was just another 16 or 18 count that I tea-dyed myself. Okay, so then the next stitching thing that I finished was, I don't know, where did they go? Let's see, here we go. I want to do this. It is A Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden Samplings. And so I finished the fox. I finished the fox. I finished the swan. And I fully finished them. So I finished, I'm just going to show you like this. I decided to put them into a frame. I'm trying to, it's not working very well. And I'm using one frame that I'm going to, oh shoot, this is like not wanting to just pop in there. One frame that I'm going to keep changing them out. So this is the swans. I should have done the fox first. There we go. So I've named them Romeo and Juliet. And then the fox, oh, she's so sexy. Francesca. I named her Francesca. Oh, she's so pretty. I love this. So I will be working on all of those and just changing them up. This one, the swans were on Picture This Plus. Oh dear. Picture This Plus 18 count. Oh, I can't remember now. I think it might have been Jazz. Jazz? Maybe it was Jazz. It might have been Jazz. And then this one was Storm, I think. Picture This Plus 18 count Storm. So, and some of them are with the call for. Some I switched out a little bit, like some of the green for the leaves and that kind of thing. And I think I changed out on the swan. And I've told it before. I changed out this corally color to a different one. The fox, I used a DMC. I can't remember the name of the number, but it was one of their variegated. It's a 45 something. Okay. And while we're on that, I know I'm supposed to be doing all finishes first, but I am now working on Jack, the Jackrabbit. So this is a work in progress. And this is what Jack is going to look like. I just love him. All of them have been wonderful. They've been really great. And this is stitched on, I have the paper here. Picture This Plus Ale. And it is 16 count. So And this is where I am with Jack. Look at that face. Look at those ears. I just love that little smirk. It's so adorable. So these have been a lot of fun. And I've been stitching these with Amy, a Little Farm Quilts, and Hannah Dowling, and some others. So we have a hashtag on Instagram that is Woods Sunday Sal. So we primarily work on them on Sundays. But, you know, I try to catch up because those guys got, you know, turbo needles. So those are that. Now, some other finishes that I did. I finished for, I'm just throwing everything. I finished a English wool applique mat, and this is by Bonnie Sullivan, and it's called Birdie's Ear. Now, it came with flannel, and it was short, and so I had to substitute some wool in here, like on this 2 corners. Let's see, here it is. And I went ahead and used wool all in here and from my stash. And so there's that little strawberry thief. So I had to substitute wool up in here because there just wasn't enough. And I cut very well. There wasn't enough. And then the back, it is the flannel. So the little summer wool mat. So that's another finish. Then I finished one of these that I appliqued. This is English paper piecing, and this is from the pattern Mrs. Peach. I think it's a Jen Kinglow pattern. And I have a whole bunch of these to put together that have been prepped, but I'm not going to make that quilt because it's, nope, just too much. Not enough time left, really. So I'm going to take some of these, like I said, and I'm going to just go ahead and finish up them as I can, and then put them, applique them on. So I applique my English paper piecing with the papers in it to begin with, and then I cut out the back and then pop all of the papers out then. It helps to keep this very straight so that you get a good fine line. So there's that one. It's just a mix of different fabrics. And so I made another one and I changed it into a project bag. So that's what I plan on doing. So there's the, I call it the working side, and this is the show me side. So I'm working out different handles and everything. So I'm working on seeing what works to make project bags. But I think it came out really cute. And it's a good size. I think it's a 15 by 15, something like that. Then I finished another English paper piece block for a quilt that I am putting together slowly. And so this is the Lucy Boston. So this is the one I finished. There we go. There's the Lucy Boston. Okay. So I think those are pretty much all my finishes. So now let's go to my works in progress. And I've had a lot. And I'm going to try and remember to tell you all the information as I go. But if you have any questions, you know, just ask me. And I'll look it up for you. I'll try and find it. Even, you know, this blackbird. I'll try and remember who did this one, if you really want to know, and stitch it. Okay? So let's start with this one. This is in this bag. I think you guys have seen all my bags. So this is Quaker Turtle by RATM. And I'm stitching, I saw this and I really liked it. And then I saw Gail Phillips, who is now Wombat Hollow Crafts, I think is who she is now. She changed her Flosstube to Wombat Hollow Crafts. Hi, Gail. Happy birthday, Gail. So her birthday is this month. And she's working on, I believe it's a Hawaiian mandala by Shadow Lane. Sorry, Gail, I'm not doing a Shadow Lane yet. I love your work, but I'm not doing Shadow Lane. So I told her I would be working on Quaker Turtle, which she has already stitched. She stitched Quaker Turtle already. And these are my flosses. And there's 3 different die lots because I keep trying to find that first die lot, and I'm just gonna make it work. It's just somehow I'm like fussing all around. Let me see, I gotta take that out. So yeah. So this is also on 16 count. Picture this plus, I think this is another storm. And I did take it off of the hoop so you can kind of see it where I'm at. So this is actually the upper, his head's going to go at this end, and so this is what I'm doing. So I'm trying to finish up that center with 1 die lot, and then there's a darker die lot that's going to be his feet, and then yet there's another one that's even darker, which will probably be his head and the back end, the tail. I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out as I go. So there's where I'm at on Quaker Turtle. And I love it. I think it's just beautiful. And I love working on Quakers. I just find them very comforting to stitch on. It's very comforting. No, this one's not so comforting. I worked a little bit on this one, and this is, I mean, I love it, but this is Blackbird Strawberry Fields Forever. This one's challenging for me. First of all, I'm doing it on a Lugana, and I think it's a storm also. Did I write it down when I'm doing it? No, Mirage. 28 count Mirage. Let me see. I got a big old hanging thread here. Sorry. I got some hanging threads here. I'm gonna grab this as well too. Sorry. Here we go. Stuck to that, because the Mirage you're really going to be able to see through. But I did work some more on this tree, and I finished up some of these strawberries, and I started coming down, and there is this whole corner over here done. So this is where I'm at, and I changed up some of the floss. I didn't use all Weeks Dye Works. I kind of changed them over to DMC. And I just went with what I could find that kind of matched the front that was in my stash. So that was that one. This is almost a whip parade. Hang on. Then I worked on, this is another one on Lugana, and it's another 28 count. I don't remember what the color is called. Rose, maybe something, but it's a Picture This Plus. I don't even know if you can still get it. I haven't found it. And it's by Modern Folk Embroidery. Oh, it's Ash Rose. I write things down. 25 count Ash Rose Lugana. Okay, and this is Modern Folk Embroidery, one of his dark crosses. So I love this. It's gonna be so cool, so pretty. And again, this one is one that I decided to try and do 1 over 1 on Lugana. And that's where I'm at. See, it's blowing out. There's the rose. There's the pinky. I love it. She's gonna be so cool when she's done. So there's that one. And I'm using, did I write that down? Oh, it's right here. Old Crow by Classic Colorworks. Belle Swap. So, that one. Next up. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is Dasher and Dancer by Hobby House Press. And I am doing mine on 18 count hand dyed by Amy. And I'm using the Classic Colorworks Bejeweled and DMC 3847 for the deer, the swans, and the birds. As I get to the, uh-oh, these magnets are strong. They're sticking to everything. So here's where I'm at. Oh, I really can't see. Let me start over here. Here we go. So I got all of the alphabet done. Still got to get that upper border. Got the alphabet on the second row. Are you seeing this okay? And then, as you can see, the deer is, I wanted it all filled in. I didn't want it to be variegated. Now, it's all being stitched one over, except for the tree. I wanted it to be a little more saturated and prominent. So I'm stitching that with 2 threads. So that's where I'm at with that one. Don't know if this is going to get done by Christmas. I'll see. I don't think anything's going to get done on time. Does it ever? Okay. Now, then, this one I showed in my last video. And I thought I really made a big mistake. I was like, oh no, how am I going to fix this? How am I going to fix this? And turns out, you know, finish the row and then count it. So I didn't make a mistake. I was very happy. And it's Long Dog Samplers Gone to Pieces. And I also had the problem with getting any anchor floss. So, one of you great viewers out there and subscribers, Stephanie W. I didn't ask to use her full name. Stephanie W. She messaged me and said, oh, I have some if you want some. And I was like, okay, I'll pay you for it. I'll pay you for it. She said, no. I thought, okay, yeah, a couple to get me going until I can find some. And she sent me all these. So, again, thank you, Stephanie. I haven't been able to find them. I like the skein. So I've got quite a few, so this should get me quite a bit. It might even get me through this whole thing. We'll see, because it's not that big. So thank you again, Stephanie. You're really, really sweet, and that was just blew me away. So that was some stitchy kindness as well. And so this is where I'm at. Oh, shoot. It doesn't want to stay tight. So I've got almost page 1 done. Almost. Oh, I just think it's fantastic. You can really see the scarab. I love that dragonfly. And I changed up in here. It had they have, I think it's the year, and they put in 2025, which is probably when I get this done. But I will put the year someplace else. I wanted to put my initials. So I recharted and put G and M there for my initials. So that's where I'm at with that. This is a lot of fun. And when I get started on this one, I really don't want to put it down. So I have to kind of make myself say, okay, it needs to be on a little break because you need to work on other things. Otherwise, I would probably be, this one would probably be monogamous. I would just stitch on this till it was done. I like it that much. So that's that one. And I like working with the anchor. It's wonderful. It's got really good coverage. And I am using 2 threads. And that's on a 18 count that I dyed myself. Okay. Then some new starts. Well, no, here's one more whip. Sorry, here's one more whips. This is Prairie Schooler, because I'm trying to work on some Prairie Schooler Santas and get them done. So this is Prairie Schooler Santa Rides. Santa Rides. Now, I've already finished the boat. I'll show you that. I'll show you what I finished in my Santas. So I've already finished the boat. Oh, it got a little crinkled in there. There's the boat. And then I had finished this one. I think I've shown that before. So that stays in here until I get going on finishing some of these. So this is all on 18 count that I have like tea dyed myself. And I'm using $37.99, I think it is. So, and I'm doing the hot air balloon. And I just try to get a thread in. A lot of times this is my lunch stitch. Sometimes it's my in the car morning stitch. I'll put a thread in. So it's just plugging away at it. But this balloon's big. It's big. See that? It's big. Yeah. A lot in that one. So that was, I think, all of my whips. Oh, wow, this is a big pile over here. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. So now I have some new starts. And this new start, I mean, I started Jackrabbit, but to me that's, yes, it's a new start, but it's in a series, and I just pop to the next one when I'm done with one of them. This one I saw on Instagram that Wild Violet cross stitch. She was putting up that she had for the month of June till the end of June, that you could get all of her, this one, my Handmaid's Tale. I've always liked this one, and I've done some of her others. That if you bought this by the end of the month of June, that all the proceeds would go to the Abortion Foundation. So I did that, and I started on it, and this is a great stitch. I really like this. So this is on 18 count sandstone, and it's by We Will Die For You, D-Y-E. It was appropriate. So I love it. It's really coming out cool. And so I'm using DMC for the white. I'm using DMC 3865, and for the red I'm using Classic Colorworks Belsois Cranberry. So, and this is, I've done a lot on it because when I get a little frustrated with the world, I stab. And it's been great. Thank you to Wild Violet. It's wonderful. I really do enjoy this. Okay, now another new finish, or new start. And it was part of my haul, but I found this. I finally got it. Keeper of the Pins. So like I said, I'm doing doing a whole theme here. I got some others. So I started the one that is the bird, and I didn't have the threads, so all the threads. So I was going out of my stash. And this is on an 18, there's a little piece I had to try. I bought some from, actually, Welcome Stitchery when it was here in Illinois, before it moved away. So it's 18 count Davos. So, and then on the bird, I did a variegated that was out of my stash. I'm using everything out of my stash. Some of it I did have called for DMC, and then some of it I'm just using my stash. But I did change up this one wing here. She had you doing it, everything with one thread and then using that with two threads. I just changed that up to a DMC, just a DMC. So it does show up a little bit better. I don't know. I think you can kind of see it. But, so I'm working on that one, and then I decided I wanted to try some more red. And so I'm doing the other one, My Soul is Fed, with needle and thread. So I'm working on that one as well. And this is on 18 count that I tea-dyed myself. So, those are all of my projects that I've been working on. So, wow, that's a pile right there. I might have to put away. So now I want to get into a little bit of my haul. I went with a friend to some friends. We drove up to, or out to, I can't remember where it's at. It's in Illinois. And we went to 2 quilt shops and 1 cross stitch shop. And the cross stitch shop I went to was, where is it? Where is the name of it? Oh dear. I can't remember the name of it. What's the name of the shop? Oh, it'll come to me. But we first went to the quilt shop. And they had some wonderful things. Wonderful things. So I picked up 2 patterns. This one is a wool, felted wool applique pillow. It's Indigo Jones. So I've never heard a different, and it's, the store was a different box of crayons, it's called. A different box of crayons, that's the store. Okay. And then I also picked up this, this large round pillows. They had some wonderful different pillows. They had a ton of pillow type patterns that were just great. So I got that, and then I picked up just some stripe fabrics, which I love, stripe fabrics for binding and so forth. So that was from the quilt shop. And then I wish I could, they had the name. Oh, Tomorrow's Heirlooms. There it is. Tomorrow's Heirlooms is the quilt shop I went to. And I bought a whole bunch of floss that I needed. Most of these are for A Year in the Woods. So most of these are for A Year in the Woods. I did get this Witching Hour, which I love, Witching Hour. I got some more of that to go on this fabric, which they didn't mark, and I should have kept my thing, but it isn't, it looks like it's an even weave. I know it's an even weave, and I think it was Country Mocha, and so it must be like that was a smaller one, 32 count. And I got this pattern to go with that, just Erica Michaels, Channeling Cocoa. So that's a project I want to start. And then I also picked up, I picked up the Keeper of the Pins there, and I picked up Octopus's Garden. So I think I have just about all of them. The only one I don't have is the Yellow Submarine in this series. So, my favorites. And then I got my Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine as part of my haul. And I had picked up, I switched from the round binder rings because I was finding that some of those, just depending on what you get on Amazon, they didn't always open well, they didn't stay closed well. I was finding that the little hinge part was kind of tangling up my threads. So I switched to these little things. These are some kind of keychain, and I've used some. And it is a little tricky to, you know, try to line it up and tie it off, but once you do, it's great. I really like it. It's lighter in the hand, it weighs less, so I like these. So I picked up some of those, and then my last little bit of haul. Like I said, I cross-stitched 30-some years ago. And then I taught my mom how to cross-stitch. And then I went on to quilting, and she went cross-stitch. I gave her all my stuff, all my patterns, everything. I said, Mom, whatever you want to do, do. And she bought some others that she wanted. When she finished, and she couldn't do it anymore because of her hands and her eyes, she asked me if I wanted all that stuff back. I had a beautiful cross-stitch stand. I mean, there was just all kinds of stuff I gave her. I said, no, I don't want it. I'm not going to cross-stitch. I'm just going to quilt. Yeah. And there was a pattern that I really remember that I had always wanted to stitch. It's about the only thing from the 80s or 90s that I wanted to stitch, that I still want to stitch. And I found it on Secondary Market, and so I just, one day it was no, this one I bought on Amazon. All of a sudden it showed up on Amazon, and I was so surprised. So I bought it, and it was a good price. And I got Prime, so I don't know, go with that. And it's P. Buckley Moss, and it's taking turns. I'll look a little bit. And it has some markings on it. And it said that. It has some markings on it. And it has been taped on the inside. So, and in the instructions, it tells you to do that. And I'm kind of glad they did. I mean, the tape is definitely showing a little bit of age. And I'm trying to take very good care of it. But if it hadn't been, that's where it like wears out. But oh boy, this is an old chart. And I'm looking at it going, we're gonna change it up a little bit. Yeah, we are. We're gonna update it a little bit. So, I mean, I don't know that I'm gonna do all this wallpaper in the back and that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do this whole outer thing here. I'm definitely not gonna frame it this way. So I might just do the girls and the windowsill, something like that, and do it on some, you know, hand-dyed, some kind of cool fabric that we have out here now, that we're so lucky to have now. So there, yep. So I'm really happy that I got this. This was, found it around Mother's Day, and I was like, I'm getting this for myself for Mother's Day. So, the only other thing left I have, Stitchy Kindness. I can't open it yet, but this is, and it came from Hawaii. The person that got me in a smalls exchange with Stitch and Stuff, Kim and Sarah. They put that together. We're gonna have a Zoom call. I'm gonna be traveling to Michigan that day, so I'm hoping I can somehow pull over to the side of the road and get on and open this up. So, Sheila, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to open it. I keep thinking, what's in here? I can wait though. So, thank you everyone who has been watching me and sticking with me and commenting. I really enjoy the comments. Like everyone says, they're wonderful to have. I do miss doing this. It's just trying to find the right time. And, I mean, it's just life. So, oh, I also wanted to mention that last weekend, Amy from Little Farm Quilts, she has a Flosstube. She's my good friend. We've been friends for over a year and a half now. It's been about a year and a half. We started on New Year's Day, what was that, 2021. And we've been Zooming ever since, just about weekly. And we stitched Modern Folk Embroidery together, and now we're stitching Woods Sunday Sal together. a year in the woods. And so she's taking vacation, and she was coming through and stopping in Illinois. But it was south in Illinois. I was like, well, let me see. So I did. I drove 3 hours down, spent 3 hours with her, and drove 3 hours home. But it was the best. It was the best to be able to finally meet up with a stitchy friend and give him a hug. Hug her. Share a wonderful meal that they fixed. And sit out there and we chatted. We chatted and chatted and chatted. And laughed and just had a wonderful visit. So I'm hoping maybe she comes back through. She's going to be a little bit closer, only about an hour away, then I'll be able to jump down and see her again. So, hi Amy. Hope you're having a great vacation. So, I think I'll end there saying bye everybody. Thank you for watching. Take care. I hope you enjoy your summer, that you have good weather and no big storms like we've been having. And maybe it'll cool off here. So, bye. Take care.